Hey, what's up, guys? Jag from Jaggy Sports, and yeah, let's talk about Zion Williamson. Now, before we get into that, I'll say it. Make sure you hit subscribe. You won't want to miss anything that I talk about. Now, let's talk about Zion Williamson. Why Zion Williamson has, and if he's out for the season, which I will say he's gonna be out for the season. He would have played 3 more games than Greg Oden in his first 3 seasons. That's saying a lot. So my question is, do you really think Zion Williamson wants to stay in the Pelicans organization? Or do you think Zion Williamson wants to get traded? You know what I mean? Like, Is he just pushing to get out of New Orleans? Because he's not in Portland. Or sorry, he's not in New Orleans. He's in Portland, training, rehabbing, whatnot. But at the end of the day, he's not doing any of that kind of stuff in New Orleans. So check this clip out.
You got NOLA.com reporting Zion Williamson may need a second surgery on his right foot. Zion hasn't played a single game this season. He's only suited up 85 times since being drafted in 2019. So troubles there for the Pelicans. Brian, what do we know about the situation in New Orleans right now with Zion?
We know that people aren't on the same page. We know Zion spent last summer away from the team. After he had this injury, he was away from the team. When his rehab this year had a setback, he went away from the team. He hasn't been around the team in 6 weeks. His family and his agent have wanted to take control of this process. And the details of exactly what's going on have been kept confidential. I don't want to speculate, but we can say that it's not gone well because he was supposed to be back in October or November. We are in mid-February. We haven't heard an update in 6 weeks. And it's obviously extremely concerning. He has missed 117 games. He has played 85. That is a nightmare situation for any top player. And I don't know what the next steps are, but he is not close to playing at all.
Yeah, it's amazing. And you don't want to have these kinds of questions surrounding what's supposed to be your transcendent superstar on your team. So what is there to say about where Zion finds himself right now?
It feels like, for me, Ryan, that Zion doesn't really want to be there.
Really?
I mean, did you just listen to what Wendy
just reported?
But
still,
about the disconnect between not being around the franchise, not doing physical therapy around the franchise to a degree? I mean, those are big questions, and it does bring back into this notion. It's like buying a house during the pandemic, right? I had a chance to look at 2 homes, and you look at one that seems strong foundationally, and you're like, all right, but doesn't have as many bells and whistles as the other home has. You know, I'm gonna take the other home. And all of a sudden, all those bells and whistles, there's stuff starts to go wrong with it. You're like, I gotta pour more money on it. I gotta fix it. I gotta fix it. I gotta fix it. And all of a sudden, somebody's telling you, well, look, you just lost value in your home, but you're looking at the home right across the street, the one that you could have bought for less, but that's going up 2.5x. That other home is Ja Morant. And you're sitting looking at Ja Morant saying, he's durable, he's playing, he's in the MVP conversation, and yet we're looking at Zion saying he's barely been on the court.
Oh, yeah, but in fairness, nobody was picking Ja over Zion back then. I mean, no one was.
But people were talking about the weight that Zion had and the reckless abandon in which he attacked the rim and the injury-prone issues that he did have coming out of college. Yeah. That was a very much talked about thing.
All right, Wendy, I'll give you the last word on this because this is I think it's a tough scenario for New Orleans because I don't know if they would have picked Ja over Zion at this point, but right now it's not looking like a good move to have him on your squad.
Well, look, I'm a huge believer in Ja Morant and his future, but nobody would have taken Ja first. Zion, go back and look on YouTube at Zion's, highlights from his 1 year at Duke. Not only was he a devastating offensive player, there is a package of defensive highlights out there that will make your jaw drop. He is a once-in-a-generation type of athletic talent, and that is why the Pelicans will bend over backwards to try to make sure that he's comfortable. But the reality is, what he has been doing, which has largely been, keeping to himself and his family, letting them handle the training, it has not been working. And so the concept that continuing to do what he's been doing and hoping that it works out, that's a tough sell. But he has consistently wanted to maintain his own process and his own programs. The team has been aware, but the team has been running side saddle. And look, he is now in a situation where his career is in jeopardy of being derailed. Changes have got to be made, and everyone is saying that around him, but it is not happening so far.
I know he's a transcendent talent, but if you go back to 3 years ago on this show, I said there were issues or questions you had around him because of his lack of shooting in his mid-range game. He attacks the rim at such a high probability that only increases his opportunity to get hurt because of how he lands.
Yeah.
I mean, that frame is ridiculous that he's carrying.
And just a real quick correction here. It's not that nobody want him on his team, but this situation is dire right now for New Orleans. We will see how this all plays out.
So there you have it. Now, I gotta agree with Jason Williams here, or Jay Williams, because he does not want to be there. You know what I mean? Like, for this guy who was pretty athletic to come out and weigh like 300 pounds and whatnot kind of thing. If he wanted to stay in the organization, the Pelicans organization, he would have watched what he ate while he was rehabbing his foot. I think maybe it's to do with mental health. Maybe he's depressed. I don't know. But if anything has taught me about wanting the desire, you make it happen. He has no desire to stay in the New Orleans Pelicans organization. He has no desire to stay in New Orleans City. And he does not want to play for that team or his teammates. So, well, I can't say his teammates kind of thing, blah, 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 but like some teammates are good. But what he really wants, and maybe it's not a knock against New Orleans, but maybe it's just what he really, really wants. He wants to join his brothers up in New York Knicks organization, and I'm referring to Cam Reddish and RJ Barrett. So it's pretty much said. It's not official, but between me and you, the listener and the watcher, it is official. Zion Williamson is out for the season with his second surgery. It's freaking February. They won't make the playoffs, so their season is done in April. He's not coming back this season. So sorry for all the Pelicans fans, but it's not going to happen. You know what I mean? It's not going to happen. My question to you, like I said, does he want to stay with New Orleans or does he want to get traded? Or leave a comment in the comment section. Where do you think he will be? I already gave my opinion. I already said the New York Knicks a couple months back, and I'm still holding to that. It'll be the Knicks. It'll be the New York Knicks, and they're playing like crap right now. So, Leon Rose, the freaking GM or president, whatever the hell he is, because he doesn't show up, just needs to trade Julius Randle for Zion Williamson and other pieces to match the salaries. But that's what you got to do, man. Like, make it happen, and that's what it is. Leave a comment in the comment section. Tell me where you think he will get traded, if he wants to get traded, and if he wants to stay with the New Orleans Pelicans. Like, subscribe, and notification this video. And this is Jag from Jaggy Sports.